What in the world is going on with the Pittsburgh real estate market? Now, you have interest rates are up, loan applications are at some of the lowest levels since 2008. We are dealing with housing affordability issues, and prices aren't coming down as quickly as consumers would have hoped. But what does this actually all mean for you? Well, in this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know. So whether you're a buyer coming from out of state, you're a local buyer, or a local home seller, this video is going to answer all of your questions about the current state of our market, the future state of our market, and how this is going to ultimately affect you. And we're going after it right now. Hi everyone, I'm Riley Madden, a full-time real estate agent here in Pittsburgh with eXp Realty. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything about the Pittsburgh housing market, but also what's it like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play all right here in Pittsburgh, make sure you start by tapping that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified every time we come out with a new video. We also do a ton of relocation, so we get calls, text messages, emails, DMs every single day from people literally all over the world who are relocating here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking of making a move to Pittsburgh or buying or selling in Pittsburgh, make sure to reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, DM us on social media. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when making a move to Pittsburgh. So it's no secret interest rates are up near the 7% mark, and that has caused a lot of buyers to drop out of the market, which has created, honestly, a more stable environment. Now, interest rates are not rising to crash the market, but the main goal is to bring inflation down. And we have seen them be on the more aggressive side with the Fed fund hikes, which is essentially impacting the interest rates. Although they are not directly correlated, the volatility in the market has impacted rates, causing the market to be at a stall. So what we've been seeing is less showings on listings. Listings are sitting on the market for a higher days on average. Less offers are, of course, coming in on these properties, and inventory is up in all of our neighborhoods. But to make this clear, just because we are seeing more inventory on the market does not mean we are seeing a bunch of new listings coming on the market. But rather, the more inventory is just because the buyer pool has decreased. We do have a lot of buyers on the sidelines right now, so naturally that inventory is going to start increasing. Now, as a full-time agent in Pittsburgh, working with buyers, sellers, and out-of-state clients every day, I'll tell you that the properties that are still in very desirable areas, very good school districts, and the property itself is more move-in ready and the features are appealing to a wide range of buyers, those properties are still going very fast. And although they might not be seeing over 10 offers, a lot of them are still going into multiple offer situations if it is that right property and that right location. A lot of the inventory I'm seeing that is sitting on the market for a while, number one, they are overpriced and priced according to the market a couple months ago. And we have seen a ton of that just because of the dramatic change. And a lot of sellers' expectations were pretty high after observing the crazy market for the past 2 years. So you're seeing a little bit of the unrealistic seller, but we are noticing a lot of price decreases. So sellers and agents are adjusting to the current market conditions, which of course is good for the buyer and the overall market. And the other homes I'm seeing sit on the market longer are not in the best condition. Maybe it was more of a quick flip that would have sold fast a few months ago. So it's mainly the really nicely kept properties in the good location, move-in ready, where the little details are complete. Those are selling fast. And in terms of new inventory, we are seeing new listings hit the market daily, but just not a great amount of them. So comparing this to the last 2 years when buyers were buying into negative equity, not even having a weekend to think about their thoughts before putting in an offer, they were waiving all contingencies and inspections just to secure the property. I can confidently say since then, the leverage has definitely increased for the home buyer in this market. And this is ultimately giving buyers increased opportunity to maybe deduct some out-of-pocket costs, get in under asking price, being able to actually have a contingency period of around 15 days to get all of their inspections done, of course getting it appraised, and ultimately have time to think over their decision before submitting an offer. And with the higher rates, obviously brings less competition for the home buyers, which is a great thing in itself. But I know what you're thinking, rates are around 7%. You're looking at around a 50% increase in your monthly mortgage payment from last year. So isn't that really high? Shouldn't you wait for rates to drop before buying? Well, what you have to understand is you can't have it both ways, and you also can't time the market. You also have to take into consideration the overall circumstance of the market. You have millions of millennials sitting there waiting for rates to drop, and you also have that large pool of buyers who did not want to play in the previous environment, and they are also sitting on the sidelines and they've been waiting patiently. So as soon as you see rates come back down, which they could, a lot of people have been talking about a recession, which would be one reason the rates would come down. And another indicator rates could come down is the average price to buy down points on a loan is very high right now. And that tells us that the banks and the feds know that people are going to refinance very quickly, which indicates that they are expecting the rates to come back down. And then you also have the massive institutions saying that within 2 years, they will allow a refinance. So to my point, if or when rates come back down, you're going to have that large pool of buyers who are going to ultimately jump back into the market, and it's going to be another competitive battle zone out there for buyers. You're going to see that high demand from the millions of millennials and also buyers who've been sitting on the sidelines as soon as these rates come back down. So it's going to put you in another competitive buying situation. So as a buyer, the question I would ask myself right now would be, are you willing to spend an extra couple $100s a month for a mortgage, knowing that you could refinance a couple months down the line? And when those rates drop, you might be in that competitive market again, causing you to go over asking price, rather than buying now in a market where you as a buyer know you have leverage. You really need to look at your personal situation and your personal finances and really dig in with a lender on what you can afford at this time. And you also want to look at the health of the overall market. So one factor is the consumer's credit is good and they are not defaulting on their mortgage payments. They have money in their accounts, the unemployment rate is good, and people can find jobs. And the market is just seeing a healthy rebalance at the moment. The best action you could take is getting connected with local lenders and figuring out exactly what you can afford and working with an agent who is knowledgeable in your micro market where you want to buy. But most importantly, if I could give you one piece of advice in this market, it's all about knowing what the value is on what you can personally afford that ultimately fits with your lifestyle and is sustainable for 5 to 10 years, which in that time, it'll be worth more than it is right now. You have to understand real estate is a long-term hold. It's not about timing the market. And no matter what market you buy in, there is always going to be some type of fear. I think it was Warren Buffett who said, when others are fearful, be greedy. So honestly, there is a lot of leverage for home buyers right now. Also, where I'm noticing a lot of opportunity is in new construction. So the tables have pretty much turned on the home builders. They are now very motivated just because they are losing a lot of money due to the fact that builders do pay their own interest and they are sitting on a lot of inventory that they need to sell. If you're thinking of building in the Pittsburgh market, we do have many different options, from the larger builders that can complete the build within the 6 to 8 month time frame, but also more custom builders, whether it's a community or on your own lot. And lastly, taking a look at our real estate here. So obviously it's real estate, it's never a quick fix. So if you're surprised we're not seeing a dramatic drop in pricing or in value, then this is going to help you understand how it truly works. So if interest rates do continue to rise, asset prices are obviously going to correct, but it'll be more of a long, flat downward trend rather than a dramatic decrease in listing price. So we are seeing price decreases and we are seeing reductions in listing prices. So in Pittsburgh, in the month of August, the sales price was down 5% from the previous 45 days. And in our East End, it actually is down 10% from the previous 45 days. But in all of our neighborhoods and suburbs, we are having inventory increase, which ultimately is good and bringing us to more of a level situation. You obviously are going to have to wait a couple months before the full effect is actually shown in the data, but we ultimately are seeing lots of price decreases and sellers pricing their properties more accordingly to today's market. So overall, if it does make sense to buy for your personal situation and your financial situation, there are fantastic opportunities for buyers right now. And if you are doing a cash buy or you're an investor, there is tremendous opportunity as well. We are, of course, always happy to connect you with some local lenders who are working in this market every single day so that they could really dig apart your finances and really determine what strategy is going to be the best if you do plan to buy with a mortgage in the near future. And of course, we follow the market daily and we have these conversations with buyers every single day about Pittsburgh real estate, about moving to Pittsburgh neighborhoods, and everything about Pittsburgh real estate. It's what we love to do. So if you do have questions on the market or you're planning a move to Pittsburgh, please feel free to call, text, email, DM us anytime. We love hearing from you, and we're here to ultimately advise you, guide you, and give you the information on what we are seeing as experts in our real estate market. So feel free to reach out anytime, and if you are thinking of moving to Pittsburgh, these videos on our YouTube channel are going to pop up next, and they're going to tell you everything you need to know about our different neighborhoods, our real estate market, and deep dives into what's it like moving to Pittsburgh. So you can start watching those here, and we'll catch you in the next video.